Yeah. Yeah, the game's too volatile, isn't it? There's a lot of variables involved. Obviously, this is one of them. Making balls off the break. He hasn't made a ball off the break there. Yeah, just it needs everything to come together in over the course of a couple of days, and that's not easy.
Well, the Yorkshireman comes to the table from your neck of the woods as well.
Yeah, Keithley's number 1. A lot of people wind him up and call him Keithley's number 2, but yeah, I know the pecking order.
He's your old pal.
Yeah, unfortunately I've known him a long time.
And Brian Halcrow there, looking on.
I did say I was going to be a little bit mean to him in the commentary, so this is all tongue-in-cheek.
Well, fabulous player is Chris.
Yeah, brilliant player to watch. Probably one of the finest players to ever play the game.
He doesn't mind a bit of ribbing, does Chris? He gives plenty, doesn't he?
Oh, doesn't he? This is why I'm going to give him a little bit in the commentary. But this is turning into a bit of a difficult finish now. The black's also looks like it's tied up. I don't think it goes anywhere.
Well, Chris is an expert at picking out finishes from nowhere, but this one's going to take some doing.
Yeah, I wonder if he can play the yellow off the yellow into the bottom right corner pocket. Yeah, so he's done that. Still not easy. Can he play? Does he have to play the plant? Oh, this is really thin. I don't think he can get through to the potting angle to pot the one that's closest to a pocket. Is he playing the one cushion to make the plant? No, I thought that's what he was lining up there. But this is going to send the cue ball flying. Oh, is that
what a shot!
Brilliant shot. A little bit of a nice nudge, but probably deserves it. Just needs to be careful with this one too. Does he have to go through the black and the red, or can he? Yeah, he had to, but he just didn't find the gap. Still okay. Still got the thin cut.
Little shake of the head there. He's a bit annoyed that he didn't get right the way through, but has a shot.
Yeah.
Tough one though, bridging over that red as well.
He has to control the pace.
Oh,
it's perfect. He's got the big bag. He can't miss this black now.
Well, it's a fantastic finish there from Melling.
Yeah, a typical Chris finish. He found a finish where he looked like he was in a bit of trouble. Could it be the Keithley double against Decky? He'll be hoping it isn't. Chris will be hoping it is. With breaks like that, ooh, wow.
He said to me earlier, Chris. He said, "I'm finally starting to get balls off the break." He said, "I'm breaking really well. I'm thundering them."
Yeah.
And
he's not popping the cue ball. See, when he pops the cue ball, I don't think.
Yellow ball's in play.
You know, the breaks do go dry more often, but this is a brilliant chance.
Well, we're talking. What do you reckon? 20 seconds, 25 seconds at the end of this?
What are we on? 46:33. So I reckon he'll clear these up, and there'll be about 46 minutes left. So another 25 seconds.
The ball's coming out so well for Chris, but
yeah, I think when you hit him that good, you deserve a good result.
Yeah.
I always say that, you know, if you break well. Because it's a fine margin, isn't it? If you break well and they don't come out nice. He's made it a little bit tricky, but he's okay.
Straight down.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, it was about 8 seconds off there. He might be eyeing the cut break here actually now, not the front ball. Because he does break from here with the front ball. Yeah, it was the cut break. Didn't hit him hard enough, but at least he won't. Well, I did. I was about to say he still hasn't. I was going to say he hasn't left a pot on, but that yellow almost came all the way down and almost left Chris a pot on, but Chris will just have to play a safety here, I think. flirting. Judged it well.
You might see a couple of shots down this end of the table now.
Yeah. Unless this yellow goes. Chris did have a good look at it before he sat down in his chair. And Decky looks like the way he's getting down on the shot, it must go. It's maybe a bit of a loose shot from Chris.
Great part there from Brennan.
Yeah, a bit of an error from Chris there.
Yep.
Just has to play a little cannon on these two yellows above the reds. I don't think the one that's left of the two pots at the moment might need a little nudge. Maybe he pots the yellow off the red, the one that's furthest left. That's an option. Yeah, that look to me looks like the right shot to play. Could play it now. Just has to be careful where that red goes, because it will track towards the right hand side. Doesn't want to block the pocket. I'm still not playing it yet. I wonder if it goes. It's going to play it now. Doesn't look like it goes clean though. It's hard to tell from this angle.
You just pop it off the red?
That's what I think he's going to do, but it's hard to tell whether it goes clean.
I think he just glances it off the red.
It does look like he's glancing it after.
Pretty good. Just double check that other yellow goes past, because you can play now into the centre pocket.
Yeah, just has to hold the cue ball. Does look like he's got a bit of an angle here. Yeah, because it's gonna leave him quite thin on the yellow that the cue ball's closest to, and that could bring the red that's on the side cushion into play, which is why he's playing this route. He's still a little bit thin, but I can understand why he's played that shot. And yeah, it's a bit tricky now, because the yellow doesn't go in the top left.
And he's got to get on in that middle pocket.
He needs to avoid the kiss on the red, which he will, because he's digging into it. That's gone wrong. It was all about the positional shot. He was going to leave himself on that last yellow to transition up the table.
Well, what he's got here, he's either got a double, or he can play the yellow into that left-hand rail and off the red into the top corner, because the black's not going to be easy to get on.
Yeah,
looks like it's a double.
Into the middle, back double by the looks of it.
I didn't think you could see enough of that, but
yeah,
obviously could. But the end result is the same, and he didn't get his finish.
Yeah. As
he goes to his chair, and it's Melling now.
Chris is not missing these. These will be done in, I'm going to say, another 30 seconds. He does not hang around.
No.
Lovely to watch, free flowing.
Lovely to watch unless you're sat in the chair where Declan sat.
Yeah, true.
Not so pleasing on the eye from there.
No, especially if it's on the back of a mistake. It hurts even more. You can accept it when it's accept it a bit more when he's doing it off his own break or dry breaks. But when you've made an error and you have to watch him do that, it hurts a little bit more.
He was sublime, didn't miss a ball.
Lucky there. That cue ball was arcing right into the middle, and the yellows look really good. Again, I think he's gonna
Well, the cue ball there, he lost control of that one, and he puts his hand out as an apology, because Chris will tell himself, you know, anybody else flirts with those middle bags with the cue ball on the break, he's
brutal. Yeah,
he is brutal with it.
I've heard it so many times.
And that was going in until the other ball came across, and then cue ball knocked it in. So he's been fortunate.
Yeah, and now for all the world, it's going to be 4-0 now. And Decky will be thinking, why does this happen to me again? Yeah. I think he's been on the end of some beats where he's not really done much wrong, but this is what when he said that he's underachieved, this is probably one of the reasons why he can't do anything about it. I mean, obviously he made a mistake in the last frame, who's to say 2-1? Maybe that enough does happen, but
yeah. I just think Declan's such a good player. You know, I've watched him now.
Yeah, he is
for
a
good
brilliant
while.
player.
It's just he's classy. Just all of it is such a talented player, but he can do nothing about this. You know, Chris has had a bit of fortune now on that break and not gone in off, and they've come out plumb again. And you know what Chris is like when he's in this mood.
Yeah.
Don't miss anything.
A little bit loose with the cue ball himself, Decky, but got away with it. But look at this split though.
Well, next match on here later will be Jack Whelan and Tom Jones. That'll be following this. You won't want to miss that. Whelan finding his form and newcomer Jones, one of the exciting new younger stars of the game.
Yeah. So this is what I like about Decky's game. He knows when to go, when to go. Even though he's 4-0 down, he will still play the right shots. He's been like that ever since I've seen him play pool. I think he came from a snooker background. So for someone, usually snooker players are a bit more gung ho, go for everything. But he's got a really good, what's the right word? Good game management in his game. But Chris, even though people think that he's, you know, free-flowing, exciting to watch, he plays the other side of the game really well too. Make no mistake. You know, world rules. When I used to play world rules with him, you know, he used to be really good at the other side of the game too. Even though he was a, you know, people used to see him as a mental potter, but he had a brilliant touch. You know, he had brilliant knowledge what the right shots to play. So people sometimes don't realise Chris has got that side of his game too. That needs to touch, just about.
He's got the pace of that bang on, hasn't he? Yeah, Chris is studious. He always has been. He's been a student of the game. And like you say, it's very true. You can easily get led away from the fact that Chris has a very good safety game.
Yeah, he does. Absolutely.
You don't see that an awful lot of it because he's belted the balls up and he's potted them before you can blink. But
yeah, especially in this rule set, you know, you don't really see any much tactical play at all. Obviously, he actually came through the old EPA rules. He's a bit older than me, so he started off a few years before me. So he played that. So he got to learn the different rule sets, and with learning and playing those rule sets, you kind of pick up bits from each rule set, and you can eventually put it all together, and it becomes a full package.
When he first appeared on the scene, it was when I was playing as a youngster, and he was very hit and miss. You know, you'd occasionally see like he'd win a match in a blur, and then 2 matches on the spin he'd do nothing because he just constantly going game.
Yeah.
Then he suddenly thought, hang on a minute, and that was down to the rule set.
Yeah.
But then he became more and more consistent, got himself into the England side, and next thing he's winning world titles, and you think, you know, he'd arrived and, you know, nobody wanted to play. And that's the second one of these I've seen this week.
Yeah.
Carl Morris had one.
We commentated on that match too, I was about to say.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
She's over the moon with that, is Chris.
You actually played a good shot here too. The whole the finish had opened up.
What's he left, Decky? Not an awful lot, I don't think, is he?
I think he can put the yellow into the bottom left. Is he on that? The one that's to the left of the triangle.
Can get through here.
Yeah, I think he's on. He still has a bad yellow. That's closest to the cue ball.
He can't get through. Yep, got himself up the top of the table now.
Is he gonna leave that yellow into the right middle? I mean, that looks really tight.
Has to. That's the way. You know, the balls are connected, aren't they?
Yeah, but it has to be like right behind it. I think he's gonna go into it now, though. Well, he's freed that pocket up, but that doesn't free the yellow up.
I'd have just left them 2 there and just tried to get rid of the 2 up the top of the table and just took me medicine and So you want to get the one on the board, and you know, if you get right behind that yellow there, you can get it into the middle, and the black's easier than in the other middle. But
yeah, I mean, obviously, we don't really know how tight of an angle that yellow is into the middle. Looks really acute, but I think if you're right behind it, you probably fancy potting it more than missing it. But it's a case of getting right behind it. That's probably what was tricky about it.
Yeah, they're not easy. I mean, we saw in the last game, Tom Cousins missed a shot very similar to that tight into that middle, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe not even as tight as this. This one's even more further away and off the red. Ooh, almost.
Right.
Has he left it on?
Can Chris Melling get through to the red at the top? If he can, he's got an opportunity. If not, Declan Brennan might get back to the table in his frame.
He hasn't got down on the shot yet, so maybe he can't. But even if he plays a swerve shot, I think it's a free swerve shot into it. It doesn't really leave much. So it probably value to just maybe not even go for the pot, maybe just
tying the yellow up or trying to and putting the cue ball in a
that's a good choice
spot.
of shot.
Yep.
I think his red still goes, but he's tied the yellow up completely now. Deck is in a lot of trouble in this frame.
This is what we were saying about Chris's safety and his touch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clever shot there from Brennan.
Yeah, Chris is well ahead in the safety battle though, so he's just needs to make sure he doesn't do anything silly. He's 5 against 3. Is he going to look to play the loss of turn shot here? See what I mean?
Clever.
Again. As long as that the yellows are not a plant, which I don't think they are. I don't think he has a pocket past the red in the bulk area.
And he can't just play anything softly here either, really, because obviously he's got to hit a cushion after contact if he doesn't pot.
Yeah.
So. Nothing else really that Declan Brennan could do. He's glued.
It's a good shot, that.
Chris to that red ball. It is a very good shot.
It's actually a very good shot because it's hard to play good safety now. It's going to be hard for him to get any type of snooker, but it's going to be hard for Chris to not leave him a sight of one of the 2 yellows.
I think it's also hard mentally for Declan Brennan at 4-0 down to be able to play this level of safety, because you know he's fighting just to get the first frame on the board. And
great touch there by Chris. It just barely. I don't think it was touching ball. I think the red glanced the red a little bit. Such a good touch. Any harder, he leaves that yellow with a perfect angle to track up the table. Such a good shot that was. Yeah, don't blame him for playing that. I think that's early.
That's called advanced safety, that is.
Yeah.
Very clever, going around all the angles with the yellow and then sticking it next to Chris's red up there.
Yeah, Chris won't mind that though. Now that red's completely tied up, it's kind of really killed Declan's chances in this frame.
He left that a tad short though. He did try to leave the snooker there, Chris.
Yeah, but do you know why he's a tad short there? Because he hasn't concentrated as hard as the last one. The last one, he had to get absolutely bang on because he was leaving something on for Decky. Here, you know, even if he leaves this yellow on, where the other yellow's gone, it's just a lack of concentration, I think, that one. So there's no double on or anything.
And whatever he does here, he's going to be shunting Chris's red ball.
Well, he might not be moving Chris's
corner.
red, but he's definitely going to be freeing it. Well, he's definitely doing something. Yeah, good old Hevo.
That's your when in doubt, give him a clout.
Yeah, and just look where the yellow goes, just to make it doubly worse. I know, obviously, Chris probably would have cleared up anyway, but if that yellow goes near a pocket, it just puts a little bit of pressure on your opponent. But when it goes into the middle of the bottom cushion, there's absolutely no pressure on this finish whatsoever now.
Well, this has certainly been the longest frame of the match by some weight.
Well, this frame has taken longer than the first 4 frames.
Yeah, you're right.
Because the match clock was on 40 minutes and a few seconds. So it's taken over 10 minutes, this frame.
However, the outcome has still been the same winner of it. It's Chris Melling, and he goes 5-0 up now against Declan Brennan.
He's had one good break, one lucky break with the cue ball, but he's cleared up off both of them. So again, flirting with the corner pocket, but he has potted. Look at the reds.
If that was you playing out there now and Chris was sat here next to me, he'd have been having a go at you for that getting that cue ball near that corner pocket, yeah. I'm telling you.
And he'll be calling me lucky for the way these reds have come out. Yeah, Chris is he never quite sees when he does get a bit of run.
What are you trying to say? That's our pal.
I know, it's all good fun. I did tell him I was going to rip him a little bit in the comms, so...
It's hard to rip a man that's 5-0 up though.
Yeah, that's true. Soon to be 6-1.
You think so? And
I think so.
With Tom Cousins going out as well of this event, the pass opens up, and
yeah, I don't know.
Not that.
Was he in this section of the draw? I didn't really see the draw, but
I'm not sure what section he's in, but just to be out of the draw completely, because you think the way he's been playing that he's gonna have to go toe to toe with Cousins. Well, that little equation's been taken out of the way.
Yeah, he's always one of the favourites for the event. But so when a big player does lose, you know, the fellow big player thinking, this is good news for me type of thing. But
and Cousins had already taken out young Luke Gilbert as well.
Yeah, Phil's
gone. Well,
he's not gone. It was down.
No, he was down.
It was 5-2 down.
Yeah, we've already given the match.
Sheppy's been beat.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's again concentration again, because it was too easy. He's almost missed that.
Next match after Christophe Lambert on table 2 will be Neil Raybone against Dom Cooney.
Oh, when it rains it pours. Did you see that?
Well, she's looking at the scores then, but I'm going to have another look at it now with you, Arfam.
Have a look at this. Cue ball controlled perfectly. 3-2-3. Just literally, it was destined to go into that middle pocket. The way it was nudged 3 or 4 times. It's just amazing how it all goes in one direction, isn't it? Everything. You just don't think that, you know, what is fair about this game sometimes. Like, you know, Declan's not done a great deal wrong, but he's experienced enough to know that he'll have dished out similar treatments to other players where, you know, things have gone his way, but it doesn't make it any easier to take, I can assure you. No, because you get yourself prepared, you know, an hour before the match, thinking of all the scenarios where you think you can win. It goes through your head, I suppose, and you think, right, if I do this right and I'll keep my head down and I'm going to do this, blah blah blah. You go out, don't get anything off the break except the cue ball, and you're playing against a man who's missing nothing, and any tiny little bit of run is going in his favour. That's it. It's not to say Chris has been lucky, but you know, it seems to be one-way traffic. Yeah, just maybe not. Chris has been. I mean, I think the one bit of luck he had was probably the second break, where it was going to go in off, and another ball knocked it away. But yeah, just Declan's not really, other than that one chance in the third frame, he's not really had much to go at. Even this frame, look at the state of these reds. Well, he's going to attack this into the centre. Yeah, so now Declan, I think he's not throwing his arm at that one. Yeah, he's not playing his. He wouldn't have done that if he was a 6-0. Yeah, this is not Declan now that we're. seeing. A bit of frustration came out in that first shot.
I know what he's looking at. He's looking at playing this double and then cannoning into this cluster by the middle bag, but if you don't get this double, you're basically handing the match to Melling.
That's correct. I think that yellow over the top right corner does pot. Yeah, that was a big ass there. He's freed up.
That looks like a good night.
Yeah, I think as long as that red, the yellow next to the red pots, yeah, which it does, because he's just played position on it. These are done now. Can't see Chris messing these up.
No. Well,
do feel for Declan.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Declan. Nothing's gone his way.
No, you don't like to see anyone get whitewashed at this level. It's a lonely place, but he'll come back. He's too good a player, and he knows what the game's about. You know, this could have happened to any player.
It can indeed, and it has done to many players against the magician. And it is Chris Melling who parks the black ball in the middle pocket, and he wins by 7 frames to 0 and is looking ominous.